Welcome to week 4 of the State Farm Sports Update. We'll be updating you on all the football scores from in and around the Oskaloosa area. Week 4 of Friday Night Lights.
Rest easy. State Farm agent Wyndell Campbell is there for you. Call 641-673-4462 today for the service you deserve.
The Indians started their Week 1 district play as they took a long bus trip down to Fort Madison. We saw them on a little over a 2-hour bus trip. They took less than 2 hours to dismantle the Bloodhound offense and defense, taking the game 49-0. The Indians took the tone early as they took the first offensive play from scrimmage, 74 yards to Ethan Arnold to Bennett Spry for a touchdown to the house. Alex Young picked off a pass on the following defensive possession and returned it 36 yards for a score. Ethan Kelderman added a 33-yard touchdown reception, and Kirkland Howard added a pick six, a 10-yard interception for a score. The Indians took it into halftime 49-0 and never looked back. Bennett Spry ending the scoring for the Indians with a 40-yard punt return in that second quarter. The Indians will be welcoming Mount Pleasant into town for Week 4 action, week number 2 of their district. Here's Coach Jake Jenkins after the game Friday night in Fort Madison.
Well, it's district play. This is big. Before the game, I thought we looked a little flat in the warm-ups. It's kind of been it's an odd evening. We're worried about a storm and some other things, some other factors. So I was like, gosh, let's stay focused. So we came in and we talked to them before the game. We were pretty firm with them. So we need to come out firing on all cylinders, and we have all year. But I didn't like what I saw, and so they did. They responded, and so he came out firing on all cylinders. We thought that was a good look. First play, we had a pretty good idea that it might go, that it could, based on their alignment, and then after that, defensively, I told the kids I really want to shut out. I want to shut out for the kids. I want to play every single person on our team. That was big to me to get in as many as we possibly could. So I was happy to play a lot of those guys and just to really get after it. Try to not take steps backwards. In the past, sometimes we've played down when we should have just continued to be us and improve. So we really wanted to improve, and I think we did as a whole at times. Still have a lot we need to clean up offensively, defensively. I was proud of our special teams. A couple too many flags, but never upset with the victory, especially in district play. So turn around and we're going to play Mount Pleasant next week. We're very excited for the challenge.
We'll turn now a little further north as the North Mahaska Warhawks welcome the number 7 ranked Class A Linville Sully Hawks to town in their Week 1 of district play. The Hawks got on the board early as they pinned quarterback Ben Sherburne for a safety in the first quarter and then added a 3-yard touchdown pass from Sully's Elijah Collins to Caden Dunsbergen. The Warhawk offense struggled to get anything off the ground, and the Hawks walked away a 35-0 winner in their Week 1 district action. Ben Sherburne ended the night 7 for 16 passing, 119 yards and an interception. Cole Spolstra ended the night 36 yards on 21 carries and 1 reception for 49 yards. Griffin Molenberg added 2 receptions for 28 yards, and Brant Fleener 1 catch for 20 yards. North Mahaska will travel in Week 2 of their districts, Week 4 of the season. We'll be on the road down to Pekin. Me and Cousin Ed will be calling that game. KIIC.5, Friday Night Lights, Week number 4, Week number 2 of the districts here in South Central Iowa. With that, we'll take a break real quick, and we'll come back and take a look at the rest of the scores from the area.
Rest easy. State Farm agent Wyndell Campbell is there for you. Call 641-673-4462 today for the service you deserve.
And we're back to look at the rest of the scores from week number 3. Week number 3 saw the Albia Blue Demons go to 0-3 on the season. A perennial powerhouse 2A team that's struggling for their first win of the season. A good PCM Mustang team beat the Albia Blue Demons 52-6, but did see Albia get on the board, their first touchdown of the season. Centerville Big Reds 47, the Clark Indians 8. The Central Lee Hawks beat the Davis County Mustangs 54-20. The Warriors of Norwalk beat the Knoxville Panthers 37-6. The Twin Cedar Sabres in 8-man football beat the Moravian Mohawks 54-2. Linville Sully Hawks and the North Mahaska Warhawks, we just covered that one. Linville Sully taking this one 35-0. The Oskaloosa Indians taking a big win down in Fort Madison 49-0. The Ottumwa Bulldogs still struggling for their first win of the season as they were beat by the Lincoln Rail Splitters 42-7. The Pekin Panthers getting beat by the Montezuma Braves 28-0 as that game delayed till Saturday due to the bad weather on Friday night. That game played at 1 p.m. on Saturday afternoon. Pella Christian Eagles 72, the Des Moines Christian Lions 0. Big game there for the Pella Christian Eagles. The Pella Dutch took it on the road to Bondurant Farrar. They took that game 35-3. Lennox Tigers took the Wayne Falcons 50-14. The West Burlington Falcons 20, the Fairfield Trojans 13. Melcher Dallas Saints 67, Tri-County Trojans 30. That game, a 38-30 game late into the third quarter. And in 8-man football, anything can happen at any time. The Melcher Dallas Saints throwing on a lot of points late in that one. And the BGM Bears taking the GMG Wolverines 47-0. All those Week 1 district action, Week 3 of the season. We'll take a look at some of the rankings of some of the local teams. Washington still remains to be one of the perennial powerhouses in Class 3A this year. They come in the Radio Iowa rankings at number 2 in Class 3A. Pella right behind them, both those teams at 3-0. As Pella, the number 3 team, they'll be headed to Carlisle Hill this week in week number 2 of their district. And Norwalk coming in at number 4. Some of these very familiar teams for the Oskaloosa Indians is with the new districts. Some of these teams that we're used to playing are now in a separate district. Norwalk coming in at number 4, and they will be on the road versus North Polk. The only other teams in the area, Class 1A, Iowa City, Regina. All championship roads in Class 1A will roll through Iowa City, Regina. Sigourney Keota will be welcoming them to town here will be on the road at Iowa City, Regina here this week. Sigourney Keota, the Cobras down there, coming in at number 10 on the Radio Iowa poll. And number 2, Pella Christian. I think this is going to set up to be a very good game later on the season. Hoping that based off of the regionality of how they do the playoffs, this is a game that really needs to be in the dome. Pella Christian and Iowa City, Regina would look for that to be a great championship game as Coach Kakmarinsky over at Pella Christian, his son David, as the Pella Christian offense looks to lengthen their season. And in Class A, a couple things to note there. Linville Sully, number 10 in Class A, they will be welcoming Cardinal of Eldon to town. And then number 8, Montezuma makes a spot in the Class A rankings at number 8 coming to this week. So you can catch me on the radio, KIIC.5. We'll be getting the North Mahaska Warhawks at the Pekin Panthers. Pregame at 6:50, kickoff at 7 o'clock here on Friday night. With that, we take a break here in Week 3. We'll be back with Week 4 and break down all the action here next week. Thanks for watching the State Farm Sports Update. I'm your good neighbor State Farm agent, Wyndell Campbell in Oskaloosa.